Hi, welcome to Making Auto Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. Today, I am going to put together my June planner pages. I am not a fan of months that have to share a day on the calendar, but we will work with it. I do like how much space there is before the month starts. Plenty of room for decor. I am going to use these Wildflower Meadow stickers from FreyasDigital Crafts. I think they are gorgeous. I do wish I had sized them down just a little bit. I have some boxes. I have a couple leftover boxes that will also go with this color scheme, so I pulled those as well. But I just want to make this page bright and cheerful. I am ready to get into June, turn a new page. There has been a lot of craziness happening in May, and June is the only month where soccer is not mandatory. So my kids will be running a soccer camp next week, and then we will have the rest of the month to take some adventures. So I'm very excited about that. Once July 4th is over, once that weekend is over, we are full swing into soccer. So we won't be probably going anywhere or doing much of anything, although I am hoping to get something in for my daughter's birthday. I did go ahead and put one of the stickers down on some wax paper so I could see how it would lay out. I'm hoping that I can get the flowers to tuck in around the days of the week at the top of the page and then just have a floral garden across the top. I do want somewhere for those flowers to sit, so I pulled out this green grid Planty Things washi tape. I really do like the thickness of the Planty Things washi tape, which is why I tend to gravitate towards that over all of my other washi tape. So this entire spread took about 35 minutes from start to finish. It did probably take about 15 or 20 minutes to download these images, size them, print them, cut them, but I like these printable images because I can size them the way that I want. I knew that I wanted a full garden scene when I printed these, but I did not take into consideration where the days of the week fell. So that's what's foiling this plan. I would have printed them smaller had I thought through that. However, when you see the final product, I think that everything will turn out the way that it should, and it looks beautiful when it's all put together. Just a little spoiler alert, we will have to go through a few trials and errors before I like the way this looks. So that is probably why it took 35 minutes. Had I sized the stickers properly or came in with a plan for bigger stickers, which I'll have going forward, but if I had come in with a plan for bigger stickers, this spread would not have taken as long. So I'm going to continue to work with these stickers to make them fit around the days of the week. It is a bit time consuming, much more time consuming than just being able to put a sticker down on the page, but we're going to continue to work across the top of the page and get these images down. While that is happening, I will just catch you up a little bit on life. The dryer is still not fixed. We are having a repairman come. This will be our third visit from a repairman for our almost brand new dryer. The lady on the other line, when I scheduled this appointment, was nice enough to let me know that if we had 4 service calls, they would just consider that dryer a lemon and they would replace it, or it would take a senior service tech to deem it unfixable. So they are sending a senior service tech this time. So hopefully he either fixes it or he just deems it unfixable and we can get this resolved once and for all. The last service tech that was here claimed he fixed the issue, and no joke, the first load of laundry that I tried to dry, the squealing sound was back. So clearly, whatever he put into place either slipped out of place or it really is not going to be fixable. The dryer is still usable. I just turn it off when it starts making the sound and let it cool down. And then once it cools down, normally the squeak stops for a little bit. So it is a pain in the butt, but at least it is working. We do still have our old dryer in the garage, which means my car cannot be in the garage, which is a pain in the butt. However, we do have the old dryer if all else fails, and then church is going to come pick it up when our dryer is finally fixed and take it to someone who needs it. So this is where I am getting stuck on that top area. And so I decide to just move on to something else and I will come back to the top area later. I am going to pull up this large floral cluster and my thought is to just put it in the sidebar and let it kind of float off the page. I will come back and trim it. I do, of course, want to bring in some more of that green washi tape so that everything looks consistent. I did think that running it all the way across the page would just bring a little bit more color and pattern to the bottom of the page since there will not be any room for any of the floral items down at the bottom. The other thing that I am going to do down here on the right side is take that excess that I cut off on the left side and tuck it over onto the right side in the white space. Otherwise, I would not have been able to fit any of the floral images on the right side of the spread. I really try to avoid the imbalance between the pages, so I thought if I brought that little extra that I just cut off over to the right side of the page, that it would just make the whole page feel a little bit more balanced, even though there isn't as much room over there to put an image as on the left side of the page. But once I get that image down, I do like the balance of the images across the page, but I'm still not liking that top header area, and I really need to think about how I'm going to fix that issue. So I took a little break and I got into my sticker book and found that I had a few days of the week. So I think what I'm going to do is take my whiteout and cover up all of the days of the week that are showing. And that way I don't have to worry about making the florals go around the days of the week. Once I had the days of the week whited out, I did decide that I was just going to take those images up and put new images down because now I can let the flowers free flow as much as they want instead of having them almost end at that black line. So I'll pull those up, I'll put them on wax paper in case I want to use them again, but I just thought that starting from scratch would be easier than trying to fill in the gaps. The other thing that I want to note is that I probably should have removed the stickers first, then let everything completely dry, then do the white out because when I was trying to put white out down and the undo was not quite dry, it was just peeling right up because it is technically an adhesive as well. Next, I'm going to grab my stickers and I'm going to go with the bigger images this time. And I'm just going to lay them across the top of the page and let them free flow as much as they want. So I know that I said May was a crazy month. I am really hoping for a calmer June, but in the last week or week and a half, I have had an aunt pass away. Another family member was put on hospice care. And then, right in the middle of all that, my son had his first high school soccer practice. And I got a phone call at the end, and they thought he had broken his foot. 2 hours later, and after three x rays, he was cleared. They thought he would be out for about 10 days, but he is healing like a champ and has started doing everything except kicking the ball with that foot. The doctor was shocked that there was no fracture in the top of his foot. But now that school is out, I am just hoping that we can get into a decent routine so when things happen, we can just handle them without the added pressure of the grind of school. But I'm really liking how the spread looks now that I have let the wildflowers grow free. And then I came in and dropped in the day of the week stickers. I did not want to overlap the Sunday with the year, so that's why I went ahead and just put it off to the side. I did put a little green washi tape so that it wasn't just floating off on its own, but I'm really liking how this spread is looking. Now I can come in and drop in my boxes for the events of the month. I think that maybe I need to spread the boxes apart a little bit. For some reason, especially on the boxes, it seems like the Cricut isn't giving a good cut, and I'm not sure if it's because there's a combination of the bleed and then there isn't much space in between the boxes once it bleeds. I'm not really sure what the issue is, but I need to figure out what is the problem so that I can fix it going forward and I don't have to trim almost every box as I pull it up. So we are still working on planning out our vacation, but I am going to drop in the boxes for all the other events that are happening throughout the month of June, starting with next week. My daughter has a hair appointment, my son has a heart doctor appointment. They are doing a soccer camp at the high school that they are leading. We have a couple of graduation parties next weekend, and then my daughter has a hair appointment. And since it's June, we also have Father's Day and Juneteenth. And then at the end of the month, my husband is having a gathering with his buddies, and hopefully we will be in town so he can do that. But that will be the last item on the calendar for the month. It is a little amazing how much more put together the spread looks when you put your boxes down for the month. I am not going to take the time on the video to write in all of the events, but once I'm done, I will come back in and write them all in and just double check that I dropped them in on the correct dates. I am also going to put that box in the sidebar. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use it for yet. Probably vacation details, but I also grabbed that Planner Kate sticker sheet that I used the days of the week from to see if there was anything else I could pull in. I did pull in a banner and I pulled in a sticker that said day off for Juneteenth. I thought that I also wanted to use the little heart stickers on that Planner Kate sticker sheet. So in order to do that, I decided to grab this other large box and cut it down so it fit in the space just above the purple box where I'm going to put our vacation details. I just cut the sticker in half and then I laid down the first half so that I could have a good basis. It is really hard to match the stickers together when you're holding both pieces, so I did lay one down and then I used the border of the first half of the sticker in order to line up the second half of the sticker. Now I can come back in and drop in those hearts, and it is a little bit wider than the box itself, so I will grab my slice precision cutter in order to trim that at that yellow border of the box. I did not want to waste any of the heart stickers, so I am going to tuck the extra into the corner of the purple box below. The other thing that I decided that I needed to do was to bring in a few quotes, and I'm going to do that in the way of using sentence strips. But I wanted something that would layer over the yellow box and the hearts and bring in just a little more visual interest. A lot of times I do not bring quotes in on my monthly spread just because there is so much going on everywhere else on the page, but I don't have a lot going on in the grand scheme of things. So I thought that it would be nice to bring in some of these quotes. The first one says, "You must be present to win." and I will just cut them down so that they fit in the space where I want them to fit. And I try my best to make them as straight as possible. The second one that I'm going to lay down is going to be in the vacation details area, and it just says, "Remember to play." I thought that was appropriate for vacation. These sentence strips are available in black on white or white on black, and I just thought that the black on white worked a little bit better with the spread and kept it bright and cheery. The next sticker that I chose says, "It's the little things that make life big." And I put it here because I thought that we would either be going on vacation the week of the 9th or the week of the 16th, and it would fit either place. Then I wanted to bring two more over so that they balanced out what was on the sidebar. So this one on the bottom says, "Always take the scenic route." And then the sticker that I put up at the top says, "Embrace the journey." But I feel like they are all appropriate for the month of adventure and vacation. But as I mentioned, I am excited to turn the page to the month of June, and it is the last month of the quarter, so we will start planning Q3 very soon. If you're interested in that, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.